Hey y'all, howdy partners. This is the Happy New Year YouTube channel and New Year's Day YouTube channel live. So, how's it all going for everybody tonight? I hope everybody's New Year's Eve and everything like that, New Year's Day is going well for them. And I shaved a little bit today. I trimmed up my beard so it ain't out of whack. It's all, where it needs to be here. And you guys might not be surprised, but I got food right here next to my laptop. And I'm probably going to be eating a little bit of my dinner right here. Meatloaf and mashed potatoes is what I got. Going on here tonight. Right now it's slow. Ain't nobody on here right now. But I do got a little bit of dinner right here. It's a real good dinner. Good old mashed potatoes. Good old meatloaf. I'm going to try to make this live last a little while than usual because I'm going to, talk about some other different things here tonight that are different than usual. But this also is going to mean something for a certain somebody if they actually get on here tonight. But this channel is going to mean a lot, and I'm going to try to be on here for a while than usual. Like I'm going to try to take this YouTube live channel longer than usual, just so that way I can see if they're going to expand it to where I can actually have commercials for this channel. That's just what I want to work up to, is getting commercials and stuff. Because I think that if I have commercials or whatever, and they start putting commercials into your YouTube lives or whatever, that's where the money comes in. But I don't know a whole lot because I'm still learning a little bit here. But it is what it is. And, and I have my TV on live or on a YouTube thing right now. But, it's a whole thing. And I'm also going to talk about some safety for the internets too. I'm going to talk about internet safety is also what I'm going to talk about. But you gotta do stuff like that. So it's going to be a lot better if I explain it all to you and go from there. But as of right now, as you can see, we don't have a whole lot of people on the channel here tonight. And we'll get there today or tonight, or whenever you guys might be seeing this. It could be tomorrow, it could be tonight, it could be, no telling on when you guys are going to be seeing this, out there. But it will be out there sometime today or tonight. Or if you guys are actually watching it now, because this is live, it is fine too. I don't know if they let you rewatch these channels or not, but I mean, if you're recording on a certain thing, you could actually watch them again. Um, I'm gonna just say that I normally watch my YouTube channels again just to see how it come out and get me a good laugh. But I am live right now. But the thing about a live channel is that you could probably record just about anything that you want to record, and no matter what time it is or whatever, you're going to want to um, watch whatever it is. Okay, whether it's learning how to fix a car, whether it's you know a kids show, or Dukes and Hazard. It's just but you can just about watch anything on the internets if needable, need be. So, and I just, that's where I want to just, get at tonight is the internet safety ordeal. So, as if those of you that are trying to start a YouTube channel or just about anything on social media, safety is going to be your best bet to know. Okay. So, and this is a perfect career for me. I just like doing what I do here and what I do now. So the career that I'm doing now is what I'm doing now. Um, Cowboy work is what it is, and it always will be. And there's certain somebody that if they get on here tonight, we can talk about him being a cowboy, or so he can know how to be one. But if he knows how to be one, there he goes. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But I just like being a cowboy because I watched this show, Heartland, and watching their series of their 16 generations or 16 whatever it could be on a acreage is really nice. And it's nice for anybody. Okay, it's just about nice for anybody, whether or not it's perfect for them, worth it, or worth it for you. But you always want to know what's good for you and where to start out at. But that's the main thing here is that you gotta see what's going to happen with um, a day or two, and it could be ages before you find out what's going to go on with your horse or your cattle, your pigs or whatever. But see, I don't have as a cowboy, I don't have a pig or chickens or roosters. I don't have those. But you just got to do what you got to do and what's best for you. And really, I'm going to tell you that what's best for you is to learn how to do um, either yard work or whatever. And see, I used to be in landscaping, and I still try to attend to do it, but on a farm or acreage, and or on the acres and stuff like that. And with being on the acreage, you got to do what you got to do, and it's like five or 10 acreages and stuff like that. You can't just pick on somebody and say that it's not fun because kind of it can be. My 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 uncle Jeff Harris didn't only watches this. He picks on me, but it's like full time to where he digs and digs holes, and I just fall right into them. He never cuts me no slack. But that's just a downright thing that I want to talk to him about on this live channel if he gets on. And just about anybody can be a cowboy, whether they dress up or not. But I like to dress up because I try to be the real deal. I try to be the real deal of, doing this career. I don't try to be the real deal, but I mean, I try to look like the real deal whenever I wear my flannel shirt, my jeans, and, everything that I got on my waist during the days or whatever that I'm, doing this career. And whether they see it or not, it's always going to be something, and it's not always about whatever people, it's not always about what other people think. It's what we know. And, what I also like to do is I like to, I want to try to pray when it comes to, food and dinner. I just want to kind of pray for it. But I mean, it's not like anybody's going to probably gather around a table and listen to the praying, but it would be good for our religion or whatever it may be. It's just something that I just think about at night that I wish that we could just sit around, and just make amends and do what we can. But I mean, the whole ordeal and downright ordeal is not to pick on somebody hardcore. You want to cut them some slack. Don't do it like full time here and there. And it's not like you should do it all the time, because I mean, that gets aggravating when you do it all the time. That's just a downright ordeal there. It's just, you got to do what you got to do and what's best for you. And what's best for me is doing what I'm doing now, is career work. Being a cowboy, becoming a cowboy, and, trying to make things right and making amends here with my Uncle Jeff Harris. But I mean, if he's just going to pick on me and dig the hole deeper to where all I do is fall into it, what's the point of trying to make amends and, and being picked on? So I blocked him. On the phone. And after the New Year's today, I called him up and I said, with it being the New Year's, why don't we just make things right and, and being normal human beings and, and stuff like that. And he said, well, if you can quit lying to everybody and quit making fairy tales up, then we can do that. And I said, really, this is what I do. Okay. I'm not going to stop. And I told him that, and he said, well, I'm going to be honest with you, that I can't stop picking on you. Making fairy tales and stories and telling fibs is what I like to do. I can't just give up my career. I can't stop from today and tomorrow with the career. This is just what I do. Normal human being right here. I just do what I do and do what I want. It's not what I want him to do, okay? He can do whatever he wants. And for him to say that that he's a cowboy, well, he could be a cowboy, but he don't work on a ranch. He can be a cowboy that works at Dollar General. This right here is my ranch and hometown stay. I'm a cowboy. So that's where he's got to understand, but he's not going to understand what I'm trying to say, because he wants to understand it for his own sanitary or whatever you want to call it. But you got to do what's right. You can't just do whatever you want to do. You got to do what's right for you and what you may know what is right for you. And I'm trying to learn how to play a guitar so I can get down to business and play some tunes. Stand on a sidewalk, play a guitar, make some money. Dressed as a cowboy. But that ain't going to happen if I ain't going to be practicing. You know what I mean? And ain't nothing like that gonna happen if I'm not practicing. So I gotta practice. I try to do it, you know, almost every day, but I ain't done it today. But I can do it later on tonight. But am I going to do it at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night? No, because it's going to be too late and everybody's trying to get ready to go bed at night. So there's that, way in there. So it's like, you're not telling fairy tales, but you're trying to do what you need and what's right, you know? And I try to do this 8 or 3 hours a week, YouTube lives, but I mean, it ain't going to work if I keep arguing with a family member. And I got to thinking, you can't fight and argue with a family member. You got to make things right and take care of family. You got to spend time with family. You can't fight and argue with them every day. You got to be kind to one of another. And I'm going to tell you, that's not always, it's not always easy when you're trying to do the one thing after another thing. So that's where you got to kind of, fit it in and go with that flow. Because if it's not that easy, everything's just going to go like how Donald Trump has it. It's just going to be upside down. But Donald Trump is trying his hardest to make things right. And like last night, there was a bunch of rednecks, popping off fireworks and popping off gunshots and stuff like that. It's like, come on, man, don't do that. You got to start thinking better. So when you start doing that, it's just a crazy world that we live in. And then when you get down to thinking that when you just think something is right and it's not, it could be in the wrong. And so that's why I say that you got to do what you got to do what's right, and say prayers at night before you go to bed, because you're on, so you're gonna be somewhere, and it's just not gonna be what you want it to be. So here I am trying to eat dinner and talk at the same time. But I'm getting right down to where I need to be at tonight. I ain't a preacher, but I mean, I kind of feel like one when I get on here. And I'm going to tell you, from the time that I put a cowboy hat on and my boots and stuff like that, and go outside and stuff, I mean business. That's like any time. And right now I don't have shoes on, but I do have a hat on, and I still mean business. From the time that I go to bed, I mean business. And from the time that I wake up, downright right here, mean business. And I get right down tight. I don't play around. I don't definitely horse around. I get right down to business. Anybody that sees me out in public and they see and watch my YouTube channel, they can come up and say hi to me. I don't really care. But anybody that comes out and says hi to me or whatever, they can do so. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Yeah, I'm eating my dinner. But, you got to get down right. You can't just, do whatever it is. And when somebody picks on you, they got to do it hardcore, where they just dig a hole down deep and you just fall right into it to where you can't get out. And that's kind of like my Uncle Jeff right now. He kind of digs a hole to where deep enough to where I just fall down in it, and he closes it back up to where I can't see out of the hole or get out. That's just a downright tight nonsense here. But it's one thing after another thing, and football here is really good. Getting back to football. Happy New Year, buddy. Yes, Happy New Year. And now what I want to just get right down to is where we should be at here tonight, which is down here, right down to the meat and potatoes here. And you just got to do what you've got to do. And no one cuts you some slack when they pick on you. It's always hardcore, but they pick on you because they love you. If they didn't pick on you, they would. I don't know what I mean, but it is what it is. I'm gonna put myself on mute and I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna make a phone call to somebody on the phone. So I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, y'all. I'm back. I'm just eating dinner. Um, but you gotta get down right and tight when things go right. They ain't gonna go wrong, but they are gonna be right on the money at some points in the view. Okay. And when I say right down some point in the view, doesn't make me a rapper. Okay. It just doesn't make me a rapper when I say right down in the view. All right. But I'm eating some mashed potatoes here and some meatloaf. It's my point of view of eating dinner. And I do have some Dunkin' coffee. Shout out to my sister. She come over today. I did shave my beard. So now all I have is a goatee. Looks good with a cowboy hat and a muscle shirt. Yeah. But when I say right down and tight and stuff like that, it doesn't make me a rapper. So Happy New Year. But Happy New Year. I hear fireworks going off right now, buddy. Almost sounds like a dynamite or something going off. They're loud boys. I can hear them. It almost shakes up the whole house when they go off. But I'm gonna get down right here and down in business. Okay, when somebody picks on you hardcore, just ignore them, or just tell them, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right on the money. You're right. Oh, I ain't a cowboy. You're right. See, you just agree with them, and then maybe they'll find something else to do. But other than that, you're a cowboy. Okay, no matter what somebody says, you're a cowboy. Okay, me and my wife, we know that one from one way of a point of whatever. So me and my wife, we make dinner together, and we sleep together. Okay, but we don't do nothing else. All right, we don't do nothing else. We might go have parties in a few, but other than that, we don't get wild drunk and do anything. But it is what it is when it comes down to right in business. Okay. But me and my wife, she's a good wife. And I ain't got nothing against her. She'll do anything I want her to do. Like she'll go and wash my car for me without me saying, "Hey baby, you want to wash my car?" I would even wash her truck without her asking me. She's a good wife and I'm a good husband. That's all there is really to it. But As of right now, I'm doing bedclothes, and I got them in the dryer. I gotta make my bed here in a few. But as of right now, I'm eating my dinner. I'm got meatloaf and mashed potatoes right here that I'm actually eating tonight with a coffee. It's uh, it's a good point of view when you ain't gotta be told to do something. Has anybody heard of a saying that if you see something laying on the floor and you walk right by it and somebody is like, not picking it up or anything, you always want to say this type of scene. See something, do something. It's perfect right there, buddy. But I'm just eating my dinner like it ain't something, or like it ain't nothing else. But it's a good point of view when you have somebody here to watch it here tonight. And you could probably have all kinds of people right here on YouTube Live from all around the world watching you. Okay, and you can. I mean, you can have up to 1,000 people. I'm talking New York, uh, Manchester, Kentucky. I'm talking Indiana. I'm talking South Florida. Just about anywhere. Okay, and this is New Year's Day. Last night was New Year's Eve, and I'm gonna say I watched the ball drop last night, and it was pretty darn good. When that ball dropped, now you're in darn 2026, and this is the darn 2026 YouTube Live. Welcome to the new year. Now, you all might say, yeah, with this being the new year, you can't be going off and telling lies and darn manufacturers or whatever. Well, hey, man, I'm still going to do my career. No matter what somebody sees, okay? And you might say, what's this career? Lying and telling fibs to everybody? Well, you might be downright and true with that one. But, I mean, it's part of my career, being a cowboy and everything. So, and I'm going to tell you that if somebody wants to say that they're a cowboy, go right ahead. So be it. Be a cowboy, go get you a lasso. But you might say, oh, we don't need that. We don't need this. We don't need this. But it ain't gonna aggravate me when somebody says, "Oh, you ain't something." Oh, and no matter what you are, you're something. Okay, no matter if you're sarcastic, it don't matter if you're darn sarcasm, uh, bizarre, bazooka. It don't matter. You're always gonna be something. And what I'm trying to get at is that the Lord is going to want you to do well within the new year. I'm talking doing the right thing, going to church more often, which I need to do better on. I'm not going to sit here and lie that I'm not been going to church. I went to Wednesday night. I went to Sunday night church was last weekend, I think. Yeah, last Sunday I went Sunday night. And it was a good service, and it was a good everything. I was going to say that I went Wednesday night, but I'm not going to sit here and lie. I did not go Wednesday night. I wanted to, but it turns out my sister had to come out, and she wanted to do fireworks. We didn't get to do those. But, it was all good because I got to watch the ball drop that day, and it was all good. And it was everything. So it was everything that I could ask for, and I got everything that I could ask for Christmas, and it was so good. And I'm gonna sit here and tell you all that my Chris, my best friend, he got a nice shirt. It was camping with a moon and a camping van and a camping fire, and he went out to his truck and first thing put it on. It looked so good on him. He looked so handsome and stuff like that, and it's just what it is. And he got a hiking kit. with the survivor kit for hiking and stuff, and he's got that, and it was just it was good for him, and if you do the right thing for somebody and get along with family, man, the Lord will love you for it. Now you can't go around saying, "Oh, I hate family. Oh, I hate this," because that's not good, and that's not a very good religion. If you talk smack like that, it ain't really good. So you just want to, you want to do the right thing. You want to make amends on it. Be good to your family because all you really got is family. And that's the same thing with Easter. You want to spend time with Jesus on Easter. You want to spend time with family on Easter. Any type of the holiday, you want to take care of family. And you just want to take care of everything, okay? Whether it's an animal, your family, or not an animal, if it's an alligator, you want to take care of it. Or say if you got a pet snake or something, you want to take care of it. There are some people that I know that will have a pet snake and take care of them. But there's no one in their right mind, which is me, would carry a pet snake. I would never do that because I'm terrified of them. Bad enough if I see a little black snake in the yard, I freak out. I'm like, oh, it's a snake, and I haul butt in the house. It's just, I'm terrified of them. And I know black snakes ain't gonna hurt nothing, but man, I terrified. Um, and yeah, as of right now, eating my dinner right now. Mashed potatoes and darn meatloaf here. I also got me a coffee. Trying not to choke on it. Although people would probably find it funny if I choked on a coffee right here on YouTube Live, but it wouldn't. It would really set the mood if I, did that. I'm just a redneck cowboy right here wearing beer shirt and a beer pajama bottoms, but I'm just getting ready for bed, eating my dinner and watching some TV. Well, the TV ain't even playing right now. It's on YouTube, and I'm just doing my YouTube Live. But this YouTube Live, I'm just going to warn everybody that this YouTube Live is going to be longer than anything, longer than usual, because I'm going to try to expand it to where I can actually get commercials on this and start seeing if I can make money on it. But I don't know if you get commercials and they pay you, but I don't know how everything works. I'm still learning. But it's the whole thing is to focus on your lives, your channels, your YouTube channels, and YouTube Shorts. I can still basically do YouTube Shorts. It's just my phone is no longer lets me videotape anymore, so I do nothing but YouTube Lives now. And I'm gonna say that if I actually get a tablet or something for my birthday, because my birthday is February 5th, 2002. Was the year that I was born. I don't know if YouTube goes, and stuff like that, but and you might not hear most people or old people say that they want to stay young forever, but that's one of me. I want to try to stay young for who I am and for as long as I am. But it just won't turn out like that. But I'm 22 now, fixing to be 23. But I'm not going to sit here and say that I've done this for 23 years, because really it's been 22 something years that I've done this. And the YouTube Live Shorts here, I could still pretty much do. It's just my phone no longer, like, again, my phone no longer makes me, lets me videotape. So I'm no longer but doing YouTube Live and stuff like that. So that's when you guys can actually talk to me, chit chat and stuff like that. It's pretty good. And I'm going to tell you personally, I like it. I love it. When I first tried it, I'm like, man, I can like this. I can see the Chat's coming in. I like it. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I do still like it. But everybody's family. You can make family on YouTube. But it is what it is, y'all. And you got to do what's right for you and do the right thing. Not people, no people, they can be crazy at times. But I'm trying to tell you from the true facts here that you got to do what's right for you, do the best thing for you, and make friends, make families. It's not easy to do. I'm going to tell you, it's not easy, and it's not easy to talk to people. But it's okay to be shy, and it is okay to be okay. You just got to do what is good for you and right for you, and do what Jesus wants and do what God wants. If you do what's wrong from those two people, I'm sorry to say, but you're just going to go straight to hell. If you do the wrong thing that God doesn't want you to do or Jesus wants you to do, you're just going to go straight to hell. And I'm going to tell you, from a true fact, is where I'm trying to stay away from, because I want to be up there with the God. I don't want to go to that bad place. So you just want to do what's right for you, and you got to make amends on what's going to go right, and stay away from the drugs, stay away from alcohol, and you'll go you're for sure gonna be saved and go with God. You know, you just gotta look at the right thing. You can't look at the bad thing, and you can't stress out all the time about what bad might happen. You know, you can't even rush your life away. You just can't. You got to focus on now. You can't look at what's going to happen within you. Like, you can't tell what tomorrow is, because you never know. Something might happen from now, and it never, but you got to, focus with it, pray on it. Good things will happen. I learned that from my buddy Chris Urich, that you can't focus on tomorrow. You got to focus on now. So the best thing for you is just to follow God's footsteps. Do the right thing and not the bad thing. It might not be easy for most people. I'm just going to tell you from right now, it's not easy for me to follow the right person, but I'm still trying. I wake up every day and start praying that I can make it to be with God. But you gotta do what's right for you. And for those days that it might be too cold or whatever, I'm praying that those people make it through the cold. And I'm praying that those people make it through 100-degree weather, because it's not easy. So you just want to stay away from the bad and go towards the good. Because if you make it towards the good, all things are going to happen. If you go towards the bad, bad things are going to happen. So I just love who I am. That's just honesty. I love who I am and stuff like that. I'm glad that I'm not like the rest of the people in and out of jail. I'm glad that I'm a good person, because those people that go in and out of the jail, they're always going to go straight back, because they're always doing bad. So you want to focus on what's going on now. So the best thing for y'all is to do the right thing. But I am eating my dinner, so that's the main thing here, because I gotta stay to where I'm good. And I like to think of it like a bear, that I like to hibernate. But hibernating is not to where you're eating, I don't think. Has anybody tried bear? I'm going to tell you, I sure would like to try it. I would love to try bear. And there's some people that would say that bear is really, really greasy, and I'm sure it is. I'm sure that it is greasy. But I mean, I would love to try bear. I can name off a few things that I have tried, which is alligator, deer, and I'm gonna tell you that I don't like alligator, but I love deer because I tried that. I tried frog leg, and that wasn't good. Um, but I would like to try some bear, even though people are saying that it could be greasy. But it's good. I like to try. New things for me is new things. I'm not picky. Um, it's just what I just want to try, and trying out a new thing for me is perfect. But meat is meat, and fish is fish, and bones is bones. And you just got to go with it. You know what I mean? You can't do what's wrong. You can't do what's bad. That's the same thing as wrong, Goofy. Um, but I'm still trying here. It's just what it is. And checking oil on a car, that could be something that you may have to do, but you ain't got to do it like every day, and stuff like that. It's just like it's like telling somebody almost that you got to do what's right for them. Not always true, but I mean, yeah, you can do what's right for you, but it ain't always true. But you got to do this, do that, yada yada yada. Biscuit eaters, it's. But I actually did one thing today, which was good, and I'm really proud that I did it. I got my blower out, my weed eater, and let it warm up for a bit, because letting it be outside all day and being somewhere where it's not been ran or something, and let it just sit there ain't good. So you want to get your tools out and let them run for a while, especially if you're not even in the landscaping business, or if you are, and really, I'm not even in the landscaping business no more, but you got to keep up with the yard work around your ranch or your house or wherever you may be. So it's just what it is, and life is life, and life never changes. There's nothing in life that changes. It's always going to stay the same. But you got to do what you got to do and do what's right. And like I said, this YouTube channel is actually going to be longer than usual. So if you need to, you can take a slight break, have a smoke break, do what you need to do. But I'm still going to be right here. I ain't got nowhere to go, because I'm trying to expand this YouTube live to where I can get commercials, even though I don't like commercials. But I mean, it would be good to have on your YouTube live or YouTube long video. But YouTube shorts is what I'm wanting to do too. But I'm also trying to work towards getting a GoPro, and then I can videotape all the time, whether I'm in my pickup truck riding around the block, or if I'm on a horse and riding them. I can have a videotape, a video camera strapped onto me, and making full-time YouTube videos. That would be the best time of my life, and always will. Now, there's some people out there that might be camera shy for having a YouTube channel, but I'm not camera shy. I would be okay being on camera full time, even if I was sleeping on a camera. I would enjoy it. I'm not camera shy. And I'm gonna tell you, camera shy to me is lame. Ain't nothing in life lame as what I am now. So that's just what you got to picture. And if you don't picture it, then that makes you lame. And talking on a video camera, that could be either thing. Now, let's talk about the thing that I really, really wanted to talk about is the internet safety. So, you want to be careful what you post, okay? That's just the one thing. So, that's with me because I do this full time, okay? I do this like full time. Okay? So, internet safety is that you don't want to take pictures of something that doesn't need to be took of and posted on here. That's just the one thing. Okay. So that's just the perfect thing there. You just don't want to do something that you ain't supposed to and put it on the internet, and stuff like that. Um, so it's good if you're just posting stuff like this that I'm doing, like where you're just talking about whatever that is fun in life. That's fine, but you just don't want to post something that doesn't need to be, out in social media, because once you post it, it's always going to be out there. So that's just the one thing I wanted to talk about, is that you want to be careful with what you're posting or whatever may be out there, because there's crazy people out in the world. Okay. So that's just the one thing that I just wanted to come on here and talk about, because it's not so many not so many people understand what internet safety could be. It's just there's so many things you can get in trouble for. So, and YouTube is very, very strict on what people post and stuff. So I think there was one thing I was talking about something and they threw me off, because it was something I don't know, but that's just the one thing I just wanted to come on here and talk about. Um, Other than that, my life is going straight. It's going good. I love what I'm doing for the careers, and if you're coming on here and talking about a career, YouTube shouldn't have a problem with it. I'm just talking that you don't want to put anything personal on the internet, because somebody might find it and then report you, and it's just a whole ordeal. So internet safety is the best thing for you. It's high quality. If you don't know these things, you just learned it from a from a cowboy. You just learned it from whoever. So it's just the one thing after another thing, and it's perfect whenever you know what you're doing. So I just wanted to throw that out there, as if you're doing what you're doing. Um, Whether okay, and if you're talking to somebody on social media about, oh, I'm trying to get a job, that's fine. But if it's something else, don't post it. Okay, somebody could find, again, somebody can find it and then report you and this and that. So you just want to do what you're doing, what's best for you. But if you're talking about your life on here, that's perfect. But if you're talking about something totally different than your life, don't post it, because it ain't gonna end well for you. So that's just the one thing. But life is life, and you just got to look at it, because life is good. Life is great for you. Um, it's just the best thing for you. Okay, you can't think the worst, because the worst ain't gonna get you nowhere. So you could say amen, brother, on that. Amen on brother on everything that you've mentioned. and stuff like that. But social media is the best thing, and and stuff like that for you. And internet safety is the best thing for you. So you just, and I'm going to tell you, I love internets. I love internets. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now. And and that's all. That's pretty much all I watch is the internet. That's all I pretty much watch on YouTube, regular TV. You know, and that's pretty much all I ever watch is YouTube and regular TV, Spectrum, and uh, YouTube is just about all I watch. I hardly ever watch Spectrum TV, or that's regular TV for you. But YouTube, you can learn just about anything off of it. How to take care of animals, um, and sometimes I watch kids shows. Like I'm talking Barney, Thomas the Train, um, Curious George, or I could listen to a kid's song, which is Three Little Monkeys, or you name it. But YouTube is just about all I ever watch. It's and there's some funny stuff on there. There's like funny dogs, funny cats. There's all kinds of stuff. Um, but it's good. But yeah, YouTube is all you can ever watch, and that's good. There's sports you can watch, basketball. I'm more into like Kentucky football. Last night I watched Miami Hurricanes, and they won. They played last night. They played against that one team, Ohio State. Miami Hurricanes beat them, and Miami Hurricanes is one of my favorite teams right there. So is my Kentucky. So those are my two favorites. There's Miami Hurricanes and Kentucky. Those are my two favorites right there. Top favorite is Kentucky. I used to watch the Gators, but they were horrible this year. Florida State, I don't care for, but and I need to get into basketball, Kentucky basketball. But I don't care much for basketball, but I could get myself into the routine of starting to watch basketball. But the main thing of that and the main thing of whatever is family. So I love my family. I love anything about my family. You just got to spend time with them. Family's all you got. You can't you can't show disrespect. You can't show hate, because hate's a very strong word. So I'm just saying nothing but love to family. Go fishing. Fishing is one of my favorite sports. Even though at the bypass canal we went kayaking and I found one of Chris's red chairs in the pond when it flew in from the wind. I guess I could have got it out with a paddle, but he was just paddling too fast, so I had to catch up to him. Didn't have time for that. So plus, I'm sure if I would have messed around, I would have probably fell off the kayak. But that would have been funny. Somebody recorded it. But fixing to go after some of my meatloaf that I got next to me. My mashed potatoes, I ate them all. But all I got is my 2 slices of meatloaf. Fixing to eat those. I got my coffee still. I'm just living the dream over here. Nothing but food. Because I'm worried about my stomach all the time. I gotta eat. But the main thing is to do what you gotta do. And I got a whole 12 pack next to me too of Diet Coke. Cowboys love diet. This Cowboy diet right here. good. As my one of my nieces would say, good. Anyway, I'm gonna eat some of my meatloaf. Anybody like meatloaf? Anybody like mashed potatoes? Let me know down in the comments. I gotta go throw my trash away. I'll be right back. But you just gotta do what you gotta do and what's best for you. You gotta focus on it. Focus is the best thing for you. Ow! I just bumped my knee on my desk. But no, you just want to do what's right for you. And do what's good for you. And a whole lot of people might not think that anything's good for you, but it could be better for anybody. But for a certain somebody, it's pretty good. Now, when my YouTube live ends, I'm probably not going to be back on here tomorrow. It'll probably be a while or so that I'm back on here. But, I'm going to try to be back on here as possible. But it won't be tomorrow because, I got to have a few days of rest. You know how all that goes with being a cowboy and stuff. The cowboy's got to have rest and everything. But, I mean, fishing, like I said earlier, is one of my favorite sports. Always done it. But what I want to try to do is fly fish, where that's where you just go back and forth with a pole, but that's just one other thing I want to do. Cowboys do it. If you look at Heartland on Netflix, fly fishing is what I want to do, and and it's good if you do it. It just takes a lot of practice and stuff like that. I don't know if you gotta be like built for it. I don't know, but it's one of the careers I'm wanting to do, and stuff like that. One other career that I'm really, really wanting to do is ride a bronc. That's always going to be my dream. I'm going to tell you that was one reason why I have my chaps It's because I'm wanting to ride. I want to be a bronc rider and stuff like that. So this is about the longest I've ever been on. It's a good, decent YouTube live, But here's the thing: I'm probably gonna end up watching this all the way up until I fall asleep tonight, because I always check out my YouTube channel um, just to see how it come out and to have a good laugh. But there was nothing on here funny tonight, unless you want to talk about almost running Chris off of a kayak. That was pretty funny. But I mentioned that in the past few YouTube channels, and I don't think he wants to hear it again, because I'm pretty sure he is still on here. Um, he's been watching me for a while now, so but we still got a pretty long time before YouTube's over. So I'm gonna be doing this for a long time now. The YouTube live, keeping it going, and and stuff like that. The only thing is it ain't easy doing the lives every day and every once in a while. But of course, you don't do this every day, okay? You just know there's zero tolerance in it, so you just barely even do it, and barely even do what you got to do. But for Chris, let's go ahead and talk about him. He does pools for a living, so he'll be using all kinds of chemicals and stuff. And those chemicals, I feel bad for him. They bite into his skin and everything, and it can be that stuff is rough. But he gets paid a good hour. He gets paid for traveling. He gets paid for just about everything, and that's good for him. But the only thing is that he don't wear a mask, and he should be, because it's just, I don't know what those chemicals have got in them, but I mean, they can't be good for your lungs if he's in there, working on pools and breathing all those chemicals in. But it is what it is, and he's a funny guy. I don't normally tend to say this, because every time he says, "Oh, I'm a funny guy," I say, "No, you ain't." But he actually is. It makes me laugh all the time. Well, 50% of the time it makes me laugh. Not easy to do. So, about 7 o'clock, this YouTube channel is going to end. Been on here for a good hour. Made a good time out of it. So, hopefully, Chris, that you enjoyed this YouTube channel. Hopefully it was the best for you. Thanks for tuning in. So, I do appreciate being into this, and for you to be in it. I appreciate it. And hopefully there'll be more YouTube lives to come out. It really was good. It turned out to be good. And just be looking out for more YouTube lives, because if you tend to look more into, there'll be more out there, and you just got to look into appreciating the YouTubes and appreciating more live channels here. And you could thank me later, because this is what I do. I come on here for a good hour and talk and hear myself talk. But it's a very good hour, and a very good reading hour. It gives me time to depress. You know what I mean? After a long day. So, doing what I do. And you might say, what is that? And clearly, cowboy work. It's all I ever do. It ain't always easy to do what you do for a living. I'm just gonna tell you that from a note to self. So working with it and doing what you do is pretty easy and pretty awesome. Chris, if you're back, it's nice to see you, buddy. But I'm not sure who's back on here. But Rolel, I'm glad to see that you were on here for a few. Um, but I tend to do these YouTube lives because they're fun and stuff. But uh, it's a hard deal to do these lives, and it's a hard deal to do them. And you got to keep going with it because they're not that even they're fun, but I mean at times they can be hard to do and to take care of, And my buddy Chris, he likes to make me laugh and do what he got and does what he does and does what he do. It's not easy to do the things he does, pick and carry on. Uh, I am trying to get a mullet. It's just taking a long time than I thought. It's probably going to take some 2 years, 2 years or 3 years. So we'll see. Got a long way. My hair's already trying to touch my hair or my ear right here. So it's gonna try to work out a little bit. Um, I'm just hoping that I can afford to get the mullet. Um, but hopefully things will come well and fit into it and go into it. And when they do go into it, it can be a lot more funner. But you might say that funner is not a word because it's not in the dictionary. Either is uh, ain't. Ain't's not in the dictionary either. But you might say that it is in some, but really, it's not. Okay. So you just got to do what you got to do to do what's right for you. And remember what I said about internet safety. Please remember what I said about saying prayer when you have dinner. Um, because church is a really good thing. And we are all sinners. We are all sinners. No matter what somebody says, we are all sinners. So that's also what you want to look at. And you want to look at the good thing and the good stuff. And we're all good people. We ain't bad people. We're all good people. And that's what I appreciate being as a good person, a good human being. Always will be. And it's not easy to be who we are. So it's just one thing to another thing, and you just want to focus with it. Get up in the morning, do what you got to do for a career, and then by the end of the day, take a shower, get ready for bed, and wake up and do it all over again. So it's what you got to focus to be. And focus is the best thing for you, like I said before. So 7 o'clock is almost here, and we're just going to sit here and chill. If you guys want to sit and talk to me in the comment, you can do so. Um, Other than that, I'm putting myself on mute and I'm making a phone call, and we're just going to go from there. But here's the one thing to another thing. Y'all got to not pick. Picky, pick. So I'm glad that y'all came in and tuned in on this YouTube live. And hopefully everybody likes my goatee. I just did my hardest on it today and to trim it up to be a cowboy look. And hopefully everybody's going to be good on this career. And hopefully everybody can come up with how they're going to make their career. If you already got a career and you're just doing it with other people, that's good for you. So being an entrepreneur is pretty good too. So hopefully y'all can gonna come it and do what you guys got to do. You can do anything you put your mind to. All right, y'all. Stay tuned. Well, y'all, I'm back. Just had to put myself on mute just to do a phone call. It's what I did with my buddy Chris earlier. So this has been a long YouTube channel. I've been happy with it. Do what I do. I just sit here now until 7 o'clock. So if you guys got anything to say or questions, you can comment down here in the question box, and I can read it off. Right here where it says TOP chat. So now I'm sitting here and doing my career. So I'm just relaxing now until 7. And then I'm logging off. Hopefully you guys liked what I said and had to say. Sorry that I ate in this YouTube channel, but I had to eat my supper. Yep, I had to eat my dinner, so sorry that I had to eat on here. I don't always do that, but unless it's a food bank, then I'll eat on camera. But this was my dinner, so again, I'm sorry that I ate on the dinner on the live chat. If I made you starve, I'm sorry. Or if I made you hungry, I'm sorry. But again, it was my dinner. I had to eat. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to talk to me. I can see questions coming in, and I don't see anything as of right now. I just say Happy New Year to y'all. This is just the start of the new year. Hopefully all is well. Hopefully y'all are well on the channel. Hopefully this meant something to y'all for the new year. I appreciate y'all again for watching this channel. Hopefully this channel can actually grow, and hopefully you can all watch it grow, and all that stuff. But I'm actually going to have to do my live channels actually outside to where you can actually see what I like to do. But and pretty much all these channels here, I've been just cooped up in my office, and it's just an area where all the trouble it's where all the trouble happens, or where all the trouble likes to start, as Chris would say. But it is what it is, and life is life, and it never changes. Nothing in the life changes. And turn the lights down low, okay? Just do what you got to do, and hopefully me and my wife will do well and start doing better on the channel and on the King Ranch and stuff like that. But it's perfect when it comes to this and comes to more lights, and hopefully within this channel we can turn more lights on instead of having them down low, down here on this channel. But the channel means a lot to us, and I just hope that you can all watch it grow. And when I mean by watching it grow, hopefully I can have a horse in the channel and I can show off and horseback ride in the channel. But we just gotta see what happens and wait and see where the wind blows and watches us and points us into the right area to see where this actually happens and comes to. But there's nothing that you can do a whole lot to or do within the livings. And, it's just not a whole lot easier if you have one person. No, it's not going to be a whole lot easier if you have that one person. Maybe 2 or 3 or 4 people on a king ranch. You might have a whole lot of other people. But we got 2, me and my wife. So it's what I asked for, and it's perfect. We're perfect for each other. We always will be. So I mean, you got to do what you got to do, and and stuff like that. So it's like, if something's good for you, it's good, And again, if there's somebody out there that sees me out in public, perhaps say hi. Don't be that person that just drives by and just waves. You can say hi to me. I'll be, or if I'm at a grocery store or whatever, say hi, take pictures, whatever, because you guys are going to be a fan. You guys are fans of who I am or who I may be. So, you whether I'm got a cowboy hat on or not, take, and you see me out there, inside stores or whatever, say hi. It's good to have YouTube fans. It'll be glad. Or if it don't matter if you're a stranger or something. Just pat me on my shoulder and say, "Hey, can I take a photo with you, or a picture?" I'll be like, "Yeah, let's do this." Because don't think it's not me. Okay, don't think it's not me. I'm a actual person. Okay, I'm not just a random dude that's on the internet's talking. I'm actually somebody. So, like, again, if I'm out there in public or whatever, and you see me, say hey to your mom and family, that it's me, and we, you know, just don't be shy. Whether if I got a camera or something in my face or whatever, and you guys see me out there, you know, you guys can say hi or whatever it may be. But you know, whether I'm at a store or whatever, just say hello. I wouldn't have a problem with it. But just don't come towards the house or anything like that. Don't come to the house. Don't do nothing. Just if you see me out in public, say hello. Just that's all I ask. You guys can be one of my fans. It's good to say hi to one of another if you guys see me or whatever. Perfect. But anyway, 7 o'clock's almost here, and this was a blessing to the new year. This is the 2026 YouTube Live. I was hoping to be able to do my first YouTube Live in 2026, but it actually didn't happen. It actually happened right here in 2025, and this is now 2026. But this is actually, we can call it the 2026 first video. So there you have it, the 2026 first YouTube Live for 2026 of the new year. So it would be perfect, and everything. And don't think that nobody is perfect, because we all are sinners. No matter, we're always somebody. We're always who, So we're always gonna be who we are. Don't think that we're not. We're always people, and we're not fake. We're and whatever it may be. But you can. But I'm just gonna ask, like always. You guys can share this YouTube, share the live, share this YouTube video to just about whoever. Share it to friends and family and stuff like that, and have them like and subscribe. Have them watch the YouTube shorts or whatever. Especially tell them with the word of mouth that there's one of me coming out of the corner store and having a 12-pack and slipped and fell. Almost nearly broke my neck. That's the most funniest one right there. Just share it with friends and family, and maybe they'll watch, and I can get more people to watch all around this world. But I asked that for just about everybody that watches, and as of right now, I had another person. He left, but whoever just all watches, man, share the channel. Like and subscribe and share it to friends and family. All I ask. And the best time that I always think of is the one where I come out of the store and slipped and fell. That's the best one there. The best one. Everybody around the world watches that one. I'm not sure how many videos or how many subscribers or anything has watched that or how many views. So maybe I can check it out sometime. But other than that, it's perfect, and it's always gonna be perfect for whoever, no matter who you are. And be funny, be hilarious, be something. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. No, I'm kidding. No, but you can be funny. But the only thing I'm thankful for is that I ain't got no roosters on this farm. I'm glad I ain't got no sheep, pigs, just horses and cows and stuff like that. But we got a cattle drive coming up soon. I won't have these cattle. I'll just have horses and stuff like that. I just can't wait for that day. It'll be great when we get rid of all these. So it's really good and stuff like that. And this YouTube live's almost going to end. It's already 6:51. That's right at 7 o'clock. This is going to end, and I appreciate for every last bit of you that watched and everything like that. It's a blessing, and don't think for a second that I didn't appreciate y'all watching, because I did. It means a lot to the channel. It means a lot to me, actually, and we always have family. It's always about family too, and you can make plenty of family right here on YouTube Live. There's plenty. There's plenty of anything. I don't care who you are. There's plenty of anything. And stuff like that. But you got to do what you got to do and what's best for you. And what's best for you is probably watching YouTube. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you, don't watch it. That's the best thing there. Okay? That's probably the best thing I've ever said. But catch you a big bass and eat it. Go bass fishing and catch it. And you ever had sheep's head? It's nothing but bony. Sheep's head is bony. I've had sheep's head and it was nothing but bones, but downright and delicious. But the only thing I really, like I said, try is bear, and it could be greasy, but I want to try it. I sure would like to try bear. It could be greasy, but it might be good for somebody to try that's like me, because I'm an old country boy and always will be, always will. And and you guys can probably see it in me that I'm a country boy. But I'm gonna try to get me a little country boy accent. But it's not gonna be easy to get a country boy accent. But it's gonna be downright and cool once I can learn how to do it for the main part of this YouTube channel. Now, most of you might watch Duck Dynasty, and they do duck calls and everything, and it's pretty cool on how they do it, but I don't know how to do it. You might think about texting me right here and asking me to do the duck call, and really, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I don't know how to do it. I watched Duck Dynasty for a long time, and I still don't understand how they do the duck calls with their hands. It may not even be with their hands. It could be with actual duck calls. And it's like, man, how are they doing this? And I'm going to tell you straight up from honesty that I like Cy. Because he always has got that drink, that cup, that green cup with tea in it. And he's always drinking it. And, it's pretty good. But I've never seen somebody drink tea the full time in a TV show like that. Like, how? But Duck Dynasty is really a good show. And it's good enough for me to keep on watching if I wanted to watch it. And the one other show that I really liked was Run, Forrest, Run! Run, Forrest, Run! That's the one thing that I liked right there. That's the one TV show I really like. Run, Forrest, Run! And every time that I try to run in my boots, in my cowboy boots, when I'm outside and I try to run in them, my cowboy hat on, that's automatically what I think of is Run, Forrest, Run. Especially when I'm hiking through the woods with Chris and my sister, and I just automatically think of Run, Forrest, Run, Forrest Gump. But no, Forrest Gump is one of my favorite shows right there, if y'all didn't know. And the one movie that I didn't get to watch this year was Shoot Your Eye Out, the Christmas story. But there's still time. But I mean, that's something that you're supposed to watch Christmas Eve night, I think, or either Christmas morning. I don't know. And then I kind of like the Polar Express movie, but all the boys, chucka. No, anyway, but yeah, that's one of my favorites right there. It's about 7 o'clock still, and well, I'm just trying to burn some time up here before I have to log off of this YouTube live. But again, I just appreciate y'all watching, and hopefully they can start putting some commercials into these YouTube lives here. And if I have more to talk about or whatever, I'm going to try to get these YouTube lives to go longer and longer out. I'm going to try to expand them longer, but it's not going to be easy to do if I'm on here eating all the time. But I do want to pretty much try to expand these YouTube lives to where they get longer and longer. And then they can start, putting commercials in, and I can, but it's probably not going to happen right away, but it's something that I'm trying to think of doing, and if it's an emergency or something, I may have to get off early. Who yawns like that? Anyway, it's the one thing after another thing it's one thing to another thing in the process, and it's always going to be a process if you're trying to do a YouTube live thing. And I want to try to get my own country boy accent coming through here to where I can have a country boy concert, but it's just not easy. The one other thing I want to try to do that Uncle Larry the Cable Guy does is what I want to do. Okay, I want to have my own TV show where I want to have my very own comedy TV show, and I think I might try to do a career on here one day. Get a whole bunch of people to where they can just watch me, and I just tell a comedy TV show right here at my house. But it's not going to be that easy to do. Okay, I mean, I can say that it would work if I out of the blue start singing. See, like that. That would be my own comedy TV show right there. But it ain't gonna be like that. It would probably be me something talking real easy. And we can do some backward driving. That right there. But let's do some backward driving. This is me, Toady Mater. But it wouldn't be that easy, okay? I'm just gonna tell you, it's not gonna be that easy as if you're trying to move up. If you're trying to move up and do what you gotta do, it's just one thing after another thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you gotta use whatever. And I'm not gonna sit here and talk about communists because I'm not gonna get into that tonight. But I mean, you can do some backward driving, but it ain't gonna be me, Tomater. This is me, Larry the Cable Guy. No, but you could work it out to where it's really good at times, but it ain't gonna be that good to where you can just laugh about it. Or laugh like Santa Claus. No, that ain't even gonna work the best like that either. But you could barely just a little bit at a time. And then, okay, it's 7 o'clock, but I'm gonna go a little bit over my time here. But another thing I want to do is this. Okay, I'm gonna bid now. $2. I'm gonna bid 500. I want to bid this. I want to bid that. I want to be. That's something I want to do for a career as well. Okay. I want to be a bidder. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna bid 400. I'm gonna bid 500. I'm gonna bid 600. That. I just got to do that and practice a little bit, but I want to do that. But you all have a wonderful night here, and I appreciate you all watching. Uh, just wish that I can do some bidding for a career. It's just going to be the best time of my life here, and I'm sorry that I went over a little bit, but I appreciate you all watching. This YouTube live is really, really making my life, and it's really doing what I can do. But just remember about what I talked about, okay? The internet safety and doing what you got to do for your career. Just, internet safety is going to get you the best, as if you can watch what I said. So, and just think that over. So, all right, y'all. Don't be posting anything you ain't supposed to be. Just, think about that too. And I'll see you on the next YouTube live, which will probably be not tomorrow, but probably in a few weeks or so, 2 to 3 weeks. We'll just post another YouTube live out. Peace out, y'all.